Hey everyone, so welcome back to my channel today, and we're going to be attempting to do the Sims 4 Honeycomb build challenge, but in the Sims 2, because honestly, after seeing my friend Sydney do this on her YouTube channel, I was like, wait, I love the Sims 4 and all, with the copy and paste and everything for build and buy mode, but I love the Sims 2, and I want to be a little bit chaotic and challenge myself to see what I can do with the Sims 4 challenge, but in a different Sims game. So I was trying to think of what I wanted to do with the general like shape and size of each square for the Honeycomb build, and even though I'm going to do it like 2 at the bottom, 3 in the middle, and then 2 at the top to get the whole honeycomb shape, I'm thinking of doing the 4x4 with every single room at the bottom, middle, and top. That way I can get like the whole concept of what I'm trying to do. And then what I have to do to get the whole like 3 at the top is build an extra 1 at the back and then copy the same layout on the middle part. Oops, you can't see the walls. There we go. But copy the same walls each time, and it's very tedious, of course, but you want to get the concept right, of course. But it's all about copy and pasta, the same walls and the same shape, diagonal. And what's so aggravating about this is that The Sims 2 takes forever when it comes to anything. So it's worth it, but it just takes some time. So I already got the general shape of the honeycomb shell already built, but the way to make this work and what Sydney did in her video is that she deleted the exterior walls on each and every like honeycomb square, if that makes any sense, just so you can kind of get that honeycomb vibe. Now with The Sims 2, I'm gonna have to add flooring to every individual square of where I delete the exterior walls to make it look like honeycomb shaped. But the thing is, I'm gonna have to add a lot of columns and pillars everywhere just so I can have support to add the flooring everywhere. That's the one thing about The Sims 2 that can be very aggravating when it comes to building. You need support. And I think what I like about The Sims 2 the most is that it gives that realistic vibe that you're looking for when it comes to the general idea of like building. Like in real life, you need support to have flooring and roofing and such like that. So, you know, hey, they do be saying play with life, and we do be playing with life every now and then. So it's like a win-win scenario here. But what I want to attempt to do is add a back landing, because I think that adding stairs in front of the build, it will make the build look rather ugly looking, and things on a diagonal in The Sims 2 just does not work out so well for anyone. So adding stuff in the back will make it look easier, because no one technically is going to look in the back of your house unless they're really nosy like Don Lothario. But in order to make it look fancy and very cool, I think the idea is adding in half walls everywhere. That way it kind of looks like an apartment building or apartment complex when you add half walls everywhere on the back side. That way you have a sense of style and a sense of like, ooh, this actually looks kind of cool. I actually want to live here one day. But will you though? Will you really want to live here? That's the real question. I think for the kitchen, I'm definitely gonna do like a bunch of tile everywhere. So I'm thinking of having a tile here and some tile around here. But I think for like all the furnishing of the kitchen, I really technically don't really know. And I could categorize everything, but I'm like, I don't want to do that and I don't have time for that. But I definitely am gonna for sure. Oh, I forgot. You can't put stuff on a diagonal. Well, technically you can put stuff on a diagonal in The Sims 2. All you're really gonna do is type in a bool prop, allow 45-degree angle of rotation. True is the longest cheat I've ever seen in my entire life, but that cheat allows you to put stuff on a diagonal, which in reality is not really the best, because on diagonal, it doesn't always work so well. But now I want to also do the bool prop, snap objects to grid false. This will allow me to freely move my objects wherever I want. Like Sims 4 has move objects and alt placing. Sims 2, you gotta go the extra mile to get all that customization you want. And that just takes a lot of time. But we're going to fix everything in the end. Now, I don't really know if your Sims will be able to use all these counters when they're on a diagonal and everything else, but the kitchen is like probably the one thing that requires the most customization when it comes to like diagonal bits. But I don't know. Sims 2 is Sims 2. What else can you really do? But it's gonna take a lot of time. So I don't have to like have these things clip in between. Also, I don't really know if it's going to be aligned with the wall towards the end. Like, I don't really know. So I'm just like playing it by ear and I'm just going about my day, and hopefully this looks really good in the end. I mean, as long as we have like this backing here, we're okay. But let me see if I can find that one. Oh, here it is. I want to add this right here because it looks a little bit more fancy, and I kind of like it this way just because it looks really cool, and I want to have a fancy house to avoid the ugliness. So we'll add the island along the side of like right here. That way you have your Sims can like sit and do extra stuff. But since it's a very small-ish kitchen, I might add some more counter space in front of the island, but I'm not sure just yet if I want to do that. I don't know, but diagonal, it's not your best friend in The Sims 2. Sims 3 and all, it is, but Sims 1 and Sims 2 was like, yeah, you want diagonal? You're gonna have to do the work for it. And it's like, okay, well, sure, why not? Might as well. But you know, at least you have something, seating, extra counter space. Let's add in that microwave though, because that will be very, very good for them to cook something on. But next we're gonna go and do the dining room over here. Let's go and figure out that. So let's go and do the dining room. And now, again, everything's based on diagonal, but let's turn off that cheat to see what it is like. Let's turn off the snap to grid cheat, and also the 45-degree angle of rotation as well, just to see what we're working with everything on a diagonal. Well, technically, it's still on a diagonal, which I don't like, so I might just add the diagonal cheat again. That way we have at least something centered at least, even though it's literally not centered. Well, this is centered, that's better. I'll add a small one. Add a small chair from the IKEA stuff pack. So we'll do that right here, and then we'll add all the chairs in as well. I'm thinking of like probably aligning them like right here, like to the edge of the legs of the table. That way I think they might scoot in, but it's a possible chance they won't. But that way it gives your Sims enough room to at least sit with no issues. And then last touch for the dining room would probably be, if I have a pet, we'll do a cat, and we'll put the cat thing up here instead. So we'll do it that way. We'll put it in the corner, of course, so they don't fall or anything. Of course, they would never do that. No. Now, also, I want to add a fireplace in, but I'm thinking of adding in a more like modern simple one, and probably adding in this one or adding in this one right here, which I think will also look very, very, very cool. So add this right here in the corner. You know, there might be a little bit of smoke here and there into your bedroom and your recreation room, but that's not my problem. So maybe if we move the fireplace maybe over on this side, you still have like that nice piece of room to add a play in the corner or like a TV somewhere, but also still having a sense of like, you know, having room of what you need to have. So we'll add the armchair here, couch here, and then I'll add a plant in the corner, which is where my favorite plant's at. We'll just copy and paste the one downstairs, and then probably adding in ourselves a nice big rug in the middle of this area. Now I added this rug and I'm going to copy and paste the same one because I really love this one a lot and it works well with what I want. So we'll leave the rug here, and then I feel like this area is so empty, like I feel I should add something else in here, but I don't know what else. Oh wait, I can add in not a bookshelf, but then maybe what if I just add this right here? It will look very funky this way, but you're on the outside, but you're not on the outside, you know what I mean? But we can add this here. We'll pretend there's a wall here and they're looking outside in a window. Now we're gonna figure out this bathroom situation. Now, I don't know if your Sims can actually even utilize this bathroom, but again, we're going to test it out and see if everything works and maneuver things as we go. Now this is a big bathroom and you can only do so much in a bathroom, like you can't do much. But if I want to be fancy, let's add a bathtub smack dab in the middle, but that's just not who I am. I'm not that bougie. Yeah, I'll put a toilet here. We'll add the medicine cabinets instead. Yeah, we'll add one here and then one right here. That looks okay. Well, actually, hold up. We need to add a sink first. A sink is definitely a thing we need to have before we add anything else. Now, I don't know if I want to add any more toddler-related things in this bathroom, but I feel like bathrooms, you can't really do much in here. And I'm thinking of changing the tile. I hate it. Going back, but we'll still change it to brown. But we have everything we basically need. We have the towels, we have the sinks, tub. So we're going to go to the kids section and add the crib first. That way we have that out the way. So we'll put the crib over here in this section. And then we'll add in the changing table along this wall right here, like so. I want to go something plain and not too like childlike, or it could be a teen, most likely. So we'll add this here. We'll add the bed. And then I want to change that to this. And I wish there was a way we could use like smaller decorative books as a bookcase instead of like these large and in charge ones. Like, I don't want that. I don't need that. No. It's fine. It's a built-in TV bookcase. That is probably the most sturdiest bookcase you'll ever see in your entire life. Now, the parents' bedroom, or just the master bedroom, they're all the same size. But let's go and make sure we add in a little pet bed at least, so we have an idea of how much room we have left for everything. I also realized there's literally no dresser of any kind. So we're gonna just change this out real quick. I don't think there's any vanities in The Sims 2, I don't think. I mean, I play The Sims 2 a lot, but I always end up forgetting what we have in this game because we have so much that I just like tend to just forget sometimes. You know, the usual stuff. Oh, we can recolor them, really? Wow. Oh, fancy. Ooh. Now, the recreational room, this is going to be something interesting to do because I want to add in that nice little ballet bar, like right here. And then I also add along of like a line of mirrors as well. That way you have somewhere to look at yourself while you're practicing. I think it's this mirror. Yeah, it's this mirror, but I'm gonna have to align them in some similar way. If I want to do the 3 wide, I could do this one and then just recolor it so I don't have that line at the bottom. And now I know I want to make the recreational room. We have the easel downstairs in the living room, of course, but I also have little bike down there too. So maybe adding in maybe a pottery stand here, and then maybe also adding in a sewing as well. So your Sims could probably work out and sew if they want to while listening to music. And now I don't know if you really technically need a chair. I know you don't need a chair for this one, but you need a chair for this one. So we'll use this one instead, or old-timey one. Go with that. There we go. So this looks fine the way it is. I don't want to add too much stuff because I feel like if I add too much, it would just look insanely crazy. And we don't need insanely crazy today. We don't need that ever. But before we end this video, we gotta know if this works well with a sim on the lot, because if it works, we all know that I did a good job and it's fully functional with everything we did here today. He's interacting with everything. I want to see if he can actually utilize the chairs. I don't know. Oh, he can. So we can use all the chairs perfectly fine, which is very good. He walks through the table, but it's fine. We don't need to know that. But can he use the sink over here? Let's go get a drink, please and thank you. Wait, go over here. Go over here. Use a sink. It's in the way. Can you make something? Single plate, cup of ramen. He can't. Oh, he can't use it. Can he go upstairs? Let's go up here. My good kind sir, Julian Cookie. He's going. He's going. Where's he at? Oh my gosh, he's right here. Oh my gosh, he went upstairs. Well, can you go over here? He can. Okay, can you use the sink, please? Please use it. Oh my gosh. Can you use this? No. You know what? He can take a bath. See, okay. The concept is it functional? Yes. But in reality, do you really need to wash your hands when you can just take a bath instead? Wash your whole body instead of your hands? I mean, it is what it is. It's whatever. Let's go sit. You can sit over here. Can you sit over here? You can. So honestly, at the end of the day, this entire challenge was a lot of fun, but oh my goodness, this was so hard, but so worth it at the end of the day. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you off right here. I do hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below, as always, on what Sims 2 build challenge I should do next and all that jazz. But either way, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.